My name is Brian Mayer. I'm a butcher, educator, and writer. Today we're here at Wybrook Farms where we're going to break down a half a pig into cuts that you would see at your local butcher shop. So the first thing that we're going to do is we remove the leaf lard. Leaf lard is the most neutral of all fats, which means it doesn't have a lot of taste to it. Traditionally, it would be used in things like pie crust and stuff like that before the advent of shortening. So right here, I'm just kind of removing a bit of the flank section. This is just sort of a preliminary step. We'll come back later in terms of removing the sirloin section, but that just kind of gets it out of the way and also makes it a little bit easier to pull the tenderloin off. So along with the leaf lard, one of the first things we'll do is also remove the kidney. Kidneys are wonderful. I usually grind them with my grind and put them into sausage. So here I just follow along the lumbar vertebrae right to where it turns into the sacral vertebrae and right into the H-bone. And I just follow along a very natural seam. And you can very easily pull off the tenderloin once you sever those first connections. It almost comes off by hand. So here we're going to remove the shoulder section. For our purposes today, I was counting between the 5th and the 6th rib. And that's traditionally where a butcher hog would be broken. If we were cutting it for charcuterie, we would want to elongate certain muscles. So we would cut between, say, the 6th and the 7th for charcuterie. And what I'll be able to do is basically joint. So I'll be able to remove this section without sawing. And what that does is that helps the life of the carcass. I'm not sawing through something, so I'm not generating heat, which will cause the muscles to oxidize a little quicker. And I'm also not injecting a little bit of the bone dust into the muscle. So now I'm going to remove just a little bit more of that flank section. And you can see back here with that skin, this hog is hung for about 7 days, so it's really dry. So that skin is pretty tough to break through. So I'm just moving it out of the way because what I want to do is expose this last vertebrae in the lumbar section. And what I'll be able to do here is the same thing. I'll use the weight of the animal to joint and not have to saw. And that piece comes off fairly easily. And then so the last cut is to separate the belly from the loin section. And here we want to make sure that we get a nice enough of a tail, a nice enough of a rib bone on our pork chop without cutting our bellies incredibly short. Bellies get turned into bacon. Bacon is a great value-added product for butchers. Everybody loves bacon, so it's definitely within the butcher's best interest to have as much bacon as possible. So these are the 4 primals: your shoulder, loin, belly, and ham, along with your tenderloin, leaf lard, kidney, and the head. And then from here, we're going to break them down into other cuts.